Mr. Vishant Nagvekar made a thoughtful email representation to the Directorate of Fire and Emergency Services on 22 April 2025, and it deserves the attention of every responsible authority and every aware citizen. His representation addressed critical concerns surrounding the recently held Goa Fire Run 2025, organized by the Directorate in association with the Rotary Charitable Trust of Porvorim, and in collaboration with the Rotary Club of Porvorim, Goa. The stated purpose of the event was to raise awareness on fire safety, an effort we all support and commend. And yet, this representation reminds us that no awareness campaign can be considered complete unless it also embodies the values of accessibility, inclusion, and dignity, especially for persons with disabilities. Following his appeal in his previous email correspondence, a category was incorporated into the event for the participation of persons with disabilities, an important step, one meant to ensure compliance with the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act, 2016. This wasn't just a gesture, favor or charity, it was a statutory necessity aimed at promoting disability rights, accessibility and equal opportunity. On 20th April 2025, at St. Inez, nearly 10 persons with diverse disabilities, including wheelchair users and people with visual impairment, joined the 2 km category of the event. Their presence was not just symbolic, it was a declaration that inclusion matters. While the Director of Fire and Emergency Services formally acknowledged and thanked all participants, including persons with disabilities, the reality on the ground revealed troubling shortcomings, instances of direct non-compliance with both the RPWD Act and other legal frameworks. Let us reflect on what actually happened. The refreshment area, a basic facility, was not arranged to comply with accessibility standards. To access it, wheelchair users had to be physically lifted by volunteers. This action, though possibly done with good intentions, violated Section 44 of the RPWD Act, and worse, posed serious risks. Many persons with disabilities use medical devices, such as urinary bags, that are integrated into their mobility aids. Lifting them not only risks damage to these devices but also jeopardizes their health and safety. The concern becomes even more pressing when we consider that women wheelchair users were among those lifted. While it may be noted that no woman participant in a wheelchair was present for the Goa Fire Run 2025, the very possibility raises critical issues of bodily autonomy, personal dignity and the fundamental right to remain free from non-consensual physical contact. Under Indian law, including provisions in the Indian Penal Code as well as Articles 14 and 21 of the Constitution, such actions could attract serious legal consequences. More importantly, they demand scrutiny not only through a legal lens but also from a moral and ethical standpoint. When some participants objected, the organizers said they would serve refreshments outside the main hall. This might have seemed like a practical solution, but it sent a very disturbing message: separation, exclusion, or worse, treating persons with disabilities like beggars. While the main group would sit inside the hall and enjoy refreshments, persons with disabilities were expected to eat outside, in the open air near the dustbins where food waste is thrown. Serving persons with disabilities separately is not support or accommodation, it is discrimination. This action clearly goes against Section 3(3) of the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act, which says people should not be treated differently because of their disability. What may look like a small issue can actually support harmful social divisions and continue the outdated and hurtful idea of untouchability. Furthermore, the event venue lacked the infrastructure necessary for meaningful participation. There was no ramp to access the stage or selfie stands, key elements of the event. Despite being invited by the director for a group photo, persons with disabilities could not join the others on stage. Their photograph was taken below the stage, a painful, visual reminder of exclusion and promoting practice of untouchability on the basis of disability. This amounts to a denial of full and effective participation, violating Section 29 of the RPWD Act and Article 29 of the UNCRPD, which India has proudly ratified. But the problems didn't end there. During the event, the announcer referred to the participants with disabilities using the term specially abled. Let us be clear, This term, like differently abled or extraordinarily abled, is not recognized by Indian law, the UNCRPD, or even the Supreme Court's Handbook on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities had barred this expressions addressing the persons with disabilities. These euphemisms may sound positive, but they are deeply patronizing. They are born from an ableist discomfort with the word disability, and their use reflects a reluctance to confront the reality and rights of persons with disabilities. The correct and legally mandated term, under Section 2(s) of the RPWD Act, is persons with disabilities. This is the most neutral language of dignity, accuracy and law. Yet another basic right was overlooked: parking. The event failed to provide designated parking for persons with disabilities, a requirement under the Harmonized Guidelines for Universal Accessibility and Section 44 of the RPWD Act. Accessibility is not just about big gestures, it is also about ensuring everyday dignity and convenience. In view of all this, the email representation calls upon the Directorate of Fire and Emergency Services and all event partners to ensure strict compliance with the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act, 2016 in all future programs. Inclusion must never be symbolic. It must never be a photocopy. Inclusion must mean real preparation, accessible infrastructure, equal treatment and lawful language. It must mean that persons with disabilities are treated with respect, fairness and equality, not as afterthoughts or special cases. Because true inclusion and accessibility is not about lifting or pushing someone over a deliberate barrier, it is about removing the barrier entirely. Let us take this opportunity to reflect, to learn and to commit ourselves to doing better. Not just for legal compliance, but because every citizen deserves equal dignity, equal rights, and equal access, without exception.